Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Gregory Warner. Sorry about the beer smell on the microphone.
So this story takes place on Thanksgiving. I had visited my, sorry. You know, I tell you, I was just walking out the door and they said, don't you want to tell a story? I said, but it's too late, isn't it? And then I signed up and now here I am. So it was Thanksgiving and I was coming back from visiting my family in New Jersey. And I was driving and the traffic was terrible, so I figured that I had a good idea that I would take the SEPTA train from Trenton into the city and then just go back later and get my car. I had with me different stuff, but I just grabbed my laptop and a bag with a pie in it. And I got on the train, and you know how it is when you sort of need to pee, but it's not really a big deal. And but anyway, the train wasn't leaving on time, which is surprising. And they just started filling up, and everybody seemed to have a bag of pie, or 2 bags, and everybody had their bags, and this and this. And then all of a sudden, I kind of like really needed to pee, you know? And then I definitely did, and then the train doors closed. So we started to go, and at this point it was sort of like the kind of me and my bladder. So sort of that concentration thing. People are making conversation, I'm totally not focused on them, you know. I actually flashed back to like a camping trip I had taken one time where the girls in public, they sort of squatted down because they were wearing skirts, and I was like, God damn, I'm not wearing a skirt. But anyway, I went to the guy, sort of train personnel person, and to ask him, you know, if there might be, sir, a bathroom on this train, which I didn't think there was, but he said, no, there's no fucking bathroom on this fucking train. I said, listen, the second fucking was not necessary, you know. There's sort of this big sort of Jägermeister drinking sort of Motorhead guy. Yeah, he didn't like me. But I went back, you know, did my ninja exercise, sort of concentration moves on my bladder. And, you know, so I'm sort of sitting there thinking about it and thinking, okay, maybe I could unbutton one, maybe the zip, maybe the, like, less pressure. But it wasn't working. I mean, I could not make it to Philly. So I got up again because, you know, what am I going to do? I'm like a rat in a cage. So I get up and I go back to the guy, but the guy's not there. So I think, all right, well, he's not there, maybe. And so I go through the train cars, and as I'm going through the train car, the cool wind sort of hits me. And I'm thinking, wait a second. You know? So I just sort of grab one side of the train, and on the other side of the train, I'm already unzipped, so it doesn't matter. And then I just kind of thrust out. And I'm telling you, it was like, I will say it was like the greatest pee my entire life. You know, it was like there was no mess, it was like the wind, and it was just like, you know, the sort of scenery's going by, it's nighttime, there's a light, the moon. And I'm having a great time, and and then I hear a voice behind me, and it's my friend, and he says, "Oh no, you're not." So I didn't want to turn around because I was actually mid exercise, and I said, "But sir, it was a medical emergency," which it really was, you know. But he wasn't buying it, and so I turn around, and you know, I sort of zip up, and there he is. I'm looking up at him, and he's like, "All right, get off the train." I'm like, "Here?" You know, we're like in the middle of nowhere, and he's radioing with his radio, and he's saying, "All right, you know, that we have some kind of code. I'd broken some kind of code. I can't remember the exact code that I'd broken, but it was an actual code. And he's saying, you know, this guy, and stop the train. And the train actually stops. And then he's like, get off. I said, no, there's woods there. And he said, get off the train. You know, you can't do this on the train. I said, also my laptop and my pie. are back at my seat. He said, fine, we're going to get it. So we marched back through and everybody's wondering, why is this train, which was so delayed, it stopped, you know? And I'm walking back, and he's literally saying, you're the most disgusting person I've ever met. And I'm walking in, and everyone's looking at me like, what did he do? You know? Like, clearly they think that I must have just, propositioned a 3-year-old and exposed myself to another 63-year-old, I don't know, some kind of terrible crime. And I want to turn to him as I'm walking. I want to say, really? Like I'm the most disgusting person ever, when I was like so sanitary about it, and I was like very, ingenuity, and but mostly I'm just terribly embarrassed, and I was actually so, just so ashamed to be walking in front of all these people that I just kind of kept going. And then I just kept going again, and then I walked right past my laptop and my pie, and I walked too far. And then I turned around to the guy, he's like, oh, I walked too far. It's the train car below. And he's like, all right, now get the hell off, And I was so addled, kind of, that I felt like, okay, maybe I'll just get off the train, even though that's a terrible, terrible idea. And as I step onto solid ground, I was realizing, no, this was it was like I had it was like the wrong part of me had made the choice. It was like the shamed part of me. It was a part of me that was willing to be ashamed of something which I shouldn't have been that ashamed of. But when everyone's looking at you and you're being publicly castigated, so I step off the train, and he's like, okay, and he radios the thing, like the vermin is off the car, and then they go, and I realize my stuff is there, what have I done? So now I'm gonna be like really bold, and I keep running with the train, and I see this other conductor, and like he's like the nice guy, like the nice cop, and I say to him, sir, this crazy motherfucker got me off the train, but I'm telling you, my laptop and my pie are on the chair, and if you can just make sure they make it to Philly, I'll be there to get them. He said, don't worry. Your laptop and your pie are safe. I said, my mom gave me that pie too, so I really need it, Just trying to get any sympathy I can, because I'm sure he thinks I'm a vermin too. And I get to and I have to take the train back to Trenton, and then I drive, and there's no traffic, and I come to Philadelphia, and there's my stuff, and it's waiting for me. Thanks very much.